Whenever you are.
Whenever you're ready, I'm ready. We were born ready. Okay. Well, I know, yeah. That's so horrible. All right. Welcome to the show. Formerly called The Huddle, now called The Show. Greg Selber, Jake Berry, 956, and our sponsors.
Our McDonald's right here, and Payne Auto Group. We'd like to thank them for helping us out this year.
Well, you always need people to help you put something on. I mean, we feel confident in what we do, but without support from the community, we're going to have our telethon later. We're going to have people in phones and crying for please send us $2 so we can, stuff the mailboxes with less fortunate.
It'll be Greg and I eating rice and flies.
I think that's what it'll be. Now, so we hope that this week the weather will be a little better than it was last week. And I'm not so sure that it will with Ingrid hanging around, but that was tough stuff last week.
Yeah, it was pretty awful, both Thursday and especially Friday.
Now, so we told you it was tough in the weather to get highlights, but we do get some, and we have some for you right now, so let's take a look. Carlos, take it.
Mercedes versus La Feria, the home opener. The Lions look good early on. Eric Cuervo to Angel Carrera, and still in the first quarter, another score for the La Feria Lions. You could see there was a lot of water on the field in this game. This is Marco Alejandre taking this one to the house. 12-0 Lions, and then the game is called due to rain. A lot of water down in the Rio Grande Valley. This game called in at halftime.
Go Gators!
And go Gruya Gators indeed. Gruya at PSJA Southwest first quarter. This is Robert Camarillo with some great blocking up front, and he goes down the sideline, dancing into the end zone. 70 yards, and the Gruya Gators are on the board 6-0. Early on in this football game. Later, it's 9-0 Gruya after a nice field goal, but the Habs strike here. Watch the pass, watch the catch. This is Homer Alanis, 19 yards, and Southwest. The PSJ Southwest Javelinas are on the board 9-7, Gators still leading. After the touchdown, the kickoff here, Troy Trillalles taking this one all the way back and to the house, 82 yards, 15-7 Gators, and they go on to win. They're now 2-0 on the season. They win it by a final score of 29-20. In 3A action, Port Isabel versus Raymondville. The running back here for Port Isabel, Jacob Lozoya, following his blockers nicely, and he is in for the touchdown for the Tarpons. More PI, Juan Aguilera. Watch him also rumbling all the way into the end zone. Final score 14-0. This game also was called due to bad weather in Port Isabel. This is Carlos Robledo for 956sports.com.
Now let's go down to 3A. If I'm smart, it'll be the next page on the progression. And it is.
It is.
Sinton and Raymondville. That's an interesting one because Sinton got past Rio Hondo, but the Bobcats played well. Hey, Port Isabel against St. Joe at home. St. Joe came back to earth, lost to La Villa. One of the questions on the forum, what's wrong with La Villa? Nada.
Yeah.
They won. They had a good effort. So then St. Joe comes up against PI. That's going to be an offensive show potentially.
Yeah, I think so. I think PA has a great defense, though. So it's going to be harder for St. Joe to score on them than the other way around.
I think so. But St. Joe, man, listen, after all that early noise they made and stuff, they want to come down and play well, man, because those guys kind of know each other. It's like Edinburgh and PSGA or McAllen. They kind of see each other around. So, it's important for the Bloodhounds to make a good showing. PI is a great team. Oh, we found out about Miguel Ramirez. He's not 63, he's 90. Yeah. Maybe he was 90 all along. I call that my bad. But the thing I noticed is he's made a bunch of tackles on the defense, but he's also caught the ball some. So maybe he's not at a tackle. Maybe he's at a tight end. They got Gordo. They got him. They got a bunch of guys who can play tight end. Port Isabel is like Eli Whitney and the Cotton Gin, man. Interchangeable parts. Those guys are something else. Defensive backs can play running back. Isaiah Martinez, of course, is the magical guy. I mean, that guy just... He always has 3 for 6, 4 for 8, no interceptions usually, and a touchdown. He's very effective, very efficient quarterback for not having much numbers. All right, so many numbers, much numbers. I think I botched that one. That's cool. Lyford 0-3 at Progresso 1-2. Hey, hope springs eternal. Both of these teams have a chance to win.
Yeah, Progresso put some points up though last week.
They did. Man, they got some offensive cats. I'm a little surprised at Lyford, but you know what? They may just come to the surface and explode here relatively quickly. Bottom line is these 3A teams that used to be in the same district are going to be playing each other for a while. Kingsville and Hidalgo. Hidalgo, we said, got to win against Valley View. Kingsville's not bad. They're 2-1. So are the Pirates going to make a run here? Is that what they're doing?
I think it's all progression again. Right? It's a learning process with them because new coach, they lost a lot of players.
Right.
I think they're just going to have to they're going to use these games to find out who they are.
Kingsville is going to test their speed because they always bring some guys who can run. Now, if stereotypes or anything, in the past 3 or 4 years, they've made some mistakes, but they've got an explosive team. Don't get behind early because they'll bury you.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Hidalgo play well. Anytime it's a team not from the Valley, I kind of hate on them, and hopefully no one will hear from me in Kingsville. Rio Hondo, Gruya, that's actually, we should have put that at the top of the list. That's a game. Rio Hondo, 2-1. Gruya 3-0. Hey man, the Gators are tough, dude. They're another team that, you know, who's underrated. They were asking on the forums.
We actually had their highlights too this week. They played great against PSG
good.
Southwest.
Yeah.
It was a tight game for a while, and they just kind of stretched it out at the end.
Peña Blanca, another efficient quarterback, but he's efficient and then some because he can run that ball. He had 100 yards rushing, man. And they got some big linemen. I don't know if you read the Texas football. Remember we were looking at the previews. They got some big kids out there.
Yeah.
So against Rio Hondo, man, that's a fun game. I'd love to see that. That's out west, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and I like Rocky James. I like his teams. I like everything he does over there. They're gritty over there, and they don't mind getting dirty.
They got that little Band of Brothers mascot on their Max Preps page. Look, let me tell you something, guys. Here's a big deal. The teams, and they say this every year, the teams whose coaches do their stats on Max Preps, we kind of follow the defense, not just by film and word of mouth and watching, but, you know, I can tell you about Rio Hondo got a kid, Daniel Flores, who's leading the team in tackles because I read it on Max Preps. So, I mean, the fact is, I'd hate to see some guys not get the publicity they deserve because they're not being boosted as much. You just got to find some nerd like me to do stats, and then they'll call them in, and it'll be a good lick. You might even get some kids some scholarships that way.
Yeah, and it's actually a really simple process. As long as you have the roster, you just put in there 20 tackles, you know.
Right, it's accounting. Yeah. Find an accountant and let them go to work. Next week, we're going to be back and tell you who did what to whom.
Yeah.
We ready? You know. I'll see the dancing again like you had at the beginning. That was pretty funny. Send cards and letters of complaint to him, not me.
Yeah, and get back to us on the forums if you hate us or like us.
If you hate him, then write. If you like me, then send me a note. We're out. All right, good.
All right.